Yo, what's going on, guys? Bexio back, and today we got a brand new video talking about crypto. Is crypto dead? Is it gone? Gonna be a little bit of a topic of discussion, just because I see the prices. Litecoin's down, Bitcoin's down, Ethereum's down, everything is down. But right now, the way that I look at it is, there's not much going on in terms of news for crypto, so there's not a lot of buzz around it, so people really aren't looking at it and anything like that. A lot of people are just looking at the price and saying how they don't like how it looks, and honestly, I've constantly said this, that crypto is a 5-year investment minimum. It's long term, and if you want to get into it, you have to be willing to wait and only invest money that you don't need, because you're going, in my opinion, the way I'm investing in crypto is to buy it and sit on it for a minimum of 5 years just to see, where it can go. It's still super new. People aren't really sure, how it's going to integrate into stuff, but there has been things coming up where NASDAQ is actually going to allow future tradings for Bitcoin in 2019, the first quarter of 2019. And once we see this kind of stuff, people are going to really want to pay attention to it, especially once they put it on NASDAQ. It's just going to bring a lot more attention to it, which is always a good thing to have that. So Bitcoin is definitely going to benefit from this. And when Bitcoin benefits, the whole market does. Bitcoin really runs crypto market simply because everybody knows Bitcoin, and everyone knows, or knows of Bitcoin and hears people talk about it. And once you stray away from Bitcoin to other cryptos, a lot of people don't really know too much more about anything other than Bitcoin. So that's why it has so much control of the market right now. But with that, I forget what state it was in, but there's a state, if I can pull up something, I'll pull it up and put it on the screen here, but there was a state that is allowing you to pay your taxes in Bitcoin. I think they're allowing Bitcoin and Litecoin to pay your taxes in, but the way they're doing it, they're not accepting, like, you're going to send them Bitcoin, but they're not going to hold the Bitcoin. They're going to exchange it immediately, so they don't want to deal with the fluctuation. Obviously, they don't want it to go down, because if it goes down, your taxes and stuff, you didn't pay all that stuff, it just turns into messy. But they're doing it right, in my opinion. Letting people use Bitcoin and Litecoin. I know it's Bitcoin, I think it's Litecoin too, but you can pay your taxes in Bitcoin, and they immediately transfer it, they turn it into dollars, and then they take it. Because they said they don't want to hold Bitcoin, but they're allowing people to use it, which is great. So not only that can bring more eyes to crypto, but there's other small things like companies allowing you to pay your bills in Bitcoin and stuff. But allowing taxes, that's huge. That's really big step, because taxes, they want you to actually pay them, and a direct amount. For them finding this way to let you use Bitcoin and assure that it's going to be, the amount that it has to be, is just overall just great for crypto and everything else. But the prices, let's go back to the prices. They're down a lot. Obviously a lot of people look at that and they say, they're hating it and everything. I've held the same Litecoin, but I just hold it because, like I said in the beginning, number one rule, no money that you need should go into this. No money that you need should ever go into any investing. You should only invest stuff, even in stocks, with money that you can afford to just go to zero. Because if it does, you don't want to have to depend on that. It just adds a ton of stress that you just shouldn't want or need. So, but with the prices this low, I'd say Litecoin is at what, like $33. Okay, so I got my phone. Litecoin price right now is $33.84. If you want to get into crypto, now's a great time. You can buy, you can start at Litecoin just because it's like Bitcoin, but it's significantly cheaper right now. And you can buy like tenths and hundredths of it. So, if you really wanted to just test it with a little bit of money, I mean, you could buy like a tenth of Litecoin, and that's like $3. So just you can experiment with that, you know, buying little amounts and just seeing how the money goes up and down. You're not going to see a lot of return or a loss on a tenth, obviously, but at least you can experiment with it. It's only $3. Otherwise, you can buy whole ones. I mean, now I think is a great time to get into crypto with the prices like this. Ending the year, you know, the beginning of the year is going to be, it's going to be big. I mean, it could pop in the beginning of the year with NASDAQ saying they're going to allow future tradings and putting it on ETFs and stuff on the stock market. Is just going to change the game really a lot. So, and one more thing, even with Bitcoin prices at this low, it's like $4,100, which is still a lot of money, but it's low for what Bitcoin has been. But right now, there's a billionaire investor, I don't remember his name, but he has Bitcoin, and he still has it projected, you know, his 5-year plan for Bitcoin, and he has it projected at $250,000 in 5 years, which, I mean, we'll see how it turns out. I think that's not too far off. I don't know, you know, I used to know, but I don't know exactly when Bitcoin runs out, where, you know, you can't mine it anymore and the supply is out. Once that happens, it's just going to make the price continuously rise. So if that's within the 5-year span, then I don't think that price point is too far out. But if you think about that price, you know, it's $4,100 right now, $4,155 exactly. And even if you just buy a tenth, hundredth, just buy little hundredths along the way, and, you know, build up Bitcoin if you want that, or go into Litecoin and see, because Litecoin and Bitcoin go pretty much hand in hand. Charlie Lee's always said, like, Litecoin is silver to Bitcoin's gold, and they emulate the gold and silver market. So there's only certain amounts of Litecoin and Bitcoin. There will never be an unlimited amount. There's only so much, and once it's out, it's out. And if you want it, you're going to have to buy it. So, plus, with everything that's going on with companies and industries adopting crypto, a lot of people know it's not going anywhere. So it's going to take time for adoption to happen. And all this type of stuff is just good for, you know, crypto. In the long term, you always have to be thinking that. So if in 5 years, you know, houses are being sold for Bitcoin and cars are being sold for Litecoin, and this whole, like, ecosystem just comes into play, can you imagine what the prices are going to be at that point? Because it's just going to be insane to see people actually using it, and it's coming. I mean, I think there's a lot of good that can happen from crypto, and a lot of people against it just don't really understand it. So I'd say right now, prices are pretty good to get into if you want to get in. If you have Litecoin and you bought it at a higher price, I mean, you shouldn't be getting out. I think you should hold it for, I guess, as long as you can. I mean, I'm just going to keep stressing these points. You never invest stuff you can lose, so you should be able to just put it in there and forget about it and just let it ride for the years. So that's what I think, guys. Crypto is not dead. It's at a point where there's just not a lot going on, not a lot of hype around it. It's the end of the year. You know, the beginning of the year is when we can actually start looking at this and kind of judge it and see what's really going on once this different stuff with NASDAQ and different things start getting implemented. So, guys, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of crypto. Do you think, you know, do you want to get into it, or do you think you want to stay away from it? So, I mean, I gave you my side and a little bit of things that I've heard and saw. So, again, as always, guys, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. All this support really helps the channel grow, and I'll see you guys in my next video.